My name is Amit. I'm an alcoholic. Hi. I'm really glad to be here, glad to be sober. For the people who are new or relatively new, I'll tell you what was told to me, which was welcome and keep coming back, you know, and that this program works, and that's, I heard that part about keep coming back, nothing else, because my head was, so involved with what was going on in my head. I didn't care about what was going on the outside. And I came to Alcoholics Anonymous not ready to stop drinking. And you hear the stories of the people that come to this program and say, I'm done with drinking. I don't want to drink anymore. Well, I didn't come to this program to stop drinking. I came here for fellowship. And if you're looking for fellowship, Alcoholics Anonymous is a weird place to get fellowship. But I was convinced in my innermost self that there was nothing that a margarita couldn't fix. But I wasn't an alcoholic. You understand? And and the old timers in Alcoholics Anonymous said, they told me, if you be alcoholic like we are, you won't stop at one drink, and they were right. And it talks in the big book. It talks about this debating society, and I was a member of that debating society, and they didn't even know about it, And I used to fight with the old timers, and say, you don't understand. My case is different. I come from a different culture, I was born in India, and today I kid with people and I say, I came all the way from India to be an Alcoholics Anonymous, But. And as a matter of fact, in the first couple of meetings that I attended, the people said, I didn't know there were alcoholics in India. And I thought, maybe I'm not an alcoholic, But, my first sponsor, he was a Native American from the streets. And, he told me, he gave me his phone number and he said, call me, And I thought, well, I don't have a problem. Why should I call him? And he proceeded to tell me about alcoholics, and about alcoholism, about our disease, and I would tell him, I don't understand, like I don't relate to the people that have gone to jail, because I'd never gone to jail, behind this disease, and and I hadn't been caught drinking and driving. I had been drinking and driving, but I'd never been caught, So but he told me something very, very important, which was listen for the similarities, not the differences, And when I started doing that, I started realizing, that we have a lot in common, in this fellowship, and and I started hearing the stories of the people who had the low self-esteem, and I could relate to that, And then people talked about blackouts. Well, I didn't know what a blackout was until I came to Alcoholics Anonymous, and people started talking about that, and they said, there's periods of time where you don't remember what you did. And I thought, yeah, I remember that. I don't remember what I did, but I remember blackouts, And I did most of my drinking in Europe, and I finished my drinking career here in the United States. So, for me, an alcoholic, the hard part for me was, because for me, an alcoholic was someone who hangs out in 6th Street in L.A., a bum, an alcoholic. And I wasn't that, and I came from a good family, good stock, and people said, it's not how much you drink, it's how it makes you feel, and I started to relate to that, because I could really relate to the feelings, the men talked about, when the liquid courage, that they got, when they were, at a disco, and before asking somebody to, dance, they just took a swig, and that's what I used to do, But my thing was margaritas. I was I was a wine connoisseur. I wasn't, a beer drinker. So I thought, I'm not an alcoholic, and early on I had a problem with white wine, so I switched to red wine, And then I started having a problem with red wine, And, well, anyways, you know, I started listening for the similarities, not the differences, and 60 days in the program, I'd like to say that of Alcoholics Anonymous, I'm sorry, I'm nervous. I'd like to say that I was convinced that you guys, that what you were saying was true, I just kept on saying, you don't understand, but you don't understand. And I hear that from newcomers, that phrase, but you don't understand. My case is different. This doesn't apply to me, And so 60 days in the program, I went out, did some more research for you guys. Thank you very much. And, and I found out in my innermost self that I was an alcoholic, And I found out that, that you don't have to tell me that I'm an alcoholic. I know that, I know that today, And then I'd like to say that I started working the steps, got a sponsor and started working the steps and all that. No, that didn't happen, for me. I hung out in meetings, and I hung out in clubs like this, and then, finally, gradually started getting back to work and things like that, and went to my meetings and everything else grudgingly, and then, a year into the program, I got married. I got married to someone from another 12-step program, and because they said wait a year before you make any major decisions. So I waited a year and got married, and again my case was going to be different. Our marriage was going to work. Damn it, and 3 years into the marriage, she wanted a separation. Now I was really willing to do whatever it took, to work these steps. So I grabbed the first person and I said, listen, I've been talking about the steps. I really need to work the steps, and he said, does it have to do anything with the fact that your wife wants to leave you? And I said, no, I just want to work the steps, because I really feel bad about what I'm doing, to her. And, but anyways, my sponsor at that point told me, you do this unconditionally. You don't do this for her or anybody else. You do it for yourself, And, and he says there's no guarantee that the marriage is going to last, we don't know that, that's up to God. And I hated that. I hated hearing that, because I wanted guarantees, God damn it, I grew up with guarantees. Well, I grew up with a father that wanted guarantees, in life. And, but, from the get-go, I think I was just born alcoholic, because with that low self-esteem and not feeling part of, belonging anywhere, I went back to India a couple of years ago, and I thought, yeah, they don't understand me here, but those are my people. They'll understand me, and my relatives don't even understand me, You guys understand me, but my relatives don't even understand me, But anyways, 3 years in the program, I started working the steps, and my sponsor took me through the fourth step, and and things started to change, and I got a God of my understanding, that you people gave me, I didn't have that, I had no hope when I came to this program, and I didn't know how much hopeless how hopeless I was, when I came to this program, and and I say this jokingly, I didn't have alcoholism until I came into Alcoholics Anonymous. It's like you people gave me the disease of alcoholism, and but that's not true, people told me early on, you're selfish, you're self-centered and self-seeking. That's your problem. I don't know about you, but that hurt my feelings, because I'm a sensitive alcoholic, you understand, and but they were right, And when I did my fourth step and I saw that column that, what is your part in this, I started to see how much fear I really had, and what that fear was doing, And, I've made some of the amends, the financial amends and everything else, and I've gone through the steps once, and right now, this is just a blessing, that I've been asked to be the 10-minute speaker, that because I'm going through reworking the fourth step with my sponsor, and I'm just, I'd like to say that I'm gung-ho about it. I don't know what to do. I'm not doing it, And my sponsor, my new sponsor is telling me, the best way to do the 4-step is just do it, And that's what this program is all about, It's about action, because we alcoholics, we can talk, good talk, But it's putting it into action. It's hard, Because I remember, I can say, I thought, when you make the amends, you just say, sorry, I'm sorry, and sorry, please, I'm sorry, I won't do it again, That's not making the amends. It's really, trying to change, trying to change the behavior to not do it again, And that's something I've learned through this, through working the steps, and my life has become much better, for the people who are new or relatively new, this program works, and I'll tell you what I've learned through this program is it works really slowly, That's one of the things that one of the old timers has been sharing in meetings, where I go to meetings, which is in Anaheim, and she says it works, but it works really slowly. It's an incredible program, I've met such great people in this program, and who have taken off my covers, they've told me, bottom line, you're full of shit, at the beginning, and I know that sometimes I'm full of shit now, I say some things that, just because I know that it sounds good, but my sponsor really knows, what's going on with me, and if you're new or relatively new, find somebody like that, that you can really trust, and it will take you through the steps, and things will change, I guarantee you, maybe you won't get better, straight away, but, it will, over the course of time, it will, And I'm today through this fellowship and the courage that you guys have given me. I do stand-up comedy, and that's the gift of Alcoholics Anonymous. You people gave me that gift. I can stand in front of an audience without a buffer. And I also play music, and I perform in front of people, and without drinking, that's hard, But you people have given me the strength to do that, because you've given me a higher power, which I can turn to, And before I go and do these things, I went to a gig recently and on Thursday night, last Thursday, and I was scared, And I asked God to remove the fear, and He did, and it was a good gig, and I'm going to go back on this next Thursday. They want to come, they want me back, and my music gig, not comedy. But like I say, just keep coming back. This program works. That's enough. Thank you. So my psychiatrist tells me... No, my psychiatrist tells me I have a split personality. Yeah, so now I have to pay him twice. So when it came time to pay his bill, I told him, I said, I don't have any money, but you can ask the other personality to pay. Okay, I'd like to introduce tonight's main speaker. That's Patty O. Okay.